I know they're cute and cuddly, but are they a threat to our island?
Can they communicate?
You guys are saying this right?
Reports are coming in.
The largest creatures you've ever seen. Yes, but where did they come from? I just don't believe my eyes.
Possibly from space.
Megalithic animals have breached the surface.
Teams are on the ground now.
What do you think they want from us?
Does this mean we can pretty much count on dragons and unicorns too? Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Planet Chaos. This is our vanilla world. We started this world all the way back in 1.12, if I remember right. So we've been going in this world for quite a while. In fact, if we look here on our F3 screen, we can see I'm on day 4,924. That's how long. That's how long this world has been alive. And it's still going strong. Not a hardcore world or anything, but I do have it set on hard. A lot of that time was probably spent AFK, and you know, I definitely can't try to camouflage it as every single day being productive, because I definitely was not productive for all 4,924 days. There's definitely been a lot of bigger projects along the way that I've had to AFK for several nights, days, and even weeks. So one of the projects I can think of was like the Iron Titan. Another one was building the giant pit where the double witch farm is. Those definitely took a while to complete. So, but here today we are going to add a couple more buildings. In fact, they're going to be rather tall buildings. I have an idea for a couple towers for some wool farms, and that's what's going to go in here. This is going to be the ground floor room for a wool farm. And I have some fun ideas about it. So I think I'm going to keep them secret until I get it all put together. And then I will let you see how it all plays out. This should be interesting. I've done some planning as far as like the logistics of where the wool farms need to go in the center of the room, and the item chutes for items going up and back down, and storage. Actually, I'm lying about the storage part. I haven't figured anything about the storage part yet. I need to figure out the storage part yet. But we could do that after we get the actual towers in place. It's going to be interesting seeing how tall these things are going to look compared to the rest of the landscape. Everything else around here is so flat because I'm right next to the ocean. Just surrounded by oceans. Hello, cherry tree. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Let's go place some blocks and build some wool farms. We got a lot of building to do. think I made too many sheep. I think I made way too many sheep. I only need 4 more sheep in order to go into the area down here on this bottom layer, this bottom floor. Otherwise, every other layer is filled with sheep. All these machines are all filled with 4 sheepsies. That tower, and also this tower. These are all filled up too. In fact, this side is most of the way done. It's got all the little pipe systems and stuff in place for delivering our wool over to the storage system that we're going to eventually put in place down at the base of the towers. But they're not going to be towers. I'm being kind of misleading, and I'm kind of doing it on purpose. They're not going to be towers. This is going to have a story behind it. This is going to be interesting. I hope everybody likes it. But I kind of want to keep it a surprise until I get more definition out of the shapes of the towers, and that way I can kind of explain it a little bit better, and hopefully it'll look good too. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm crossing my fingers. It's exciting. I came up with this idea the other day, so I'm hoping to give it some lore. I know everybody in the Minecraft community really likes their lore, so we're gonna try to give it some lore. What do you think? Is that okay? Should I give it some lore? I'm gonna give it some lore. So, for starters, in between sessions here, because I know I gotta go through, once I move these sheep out of the way down at the base of this tower, then I can build the wool machine in the middle here, and then I can start putting the pipe systems over in this tower for the delivery system in order to reach the storage system. That's a lot of systems, isn't it? So, without further ado, let's go over here and break open this wall and let the sheepsies spill out. And then we pull out the... Yeah, look at that. Look at all those sheep just come out. That's right. Look at all the wheat. Look at the wheat. Just keep on. Oh, that's funny to see. Come on. Just keep on coming in. That's right. Look at all this wheat. Look at all the wheat I got. Just keeps... Oh, man. I wish I was recording in replay right now. Dang it, dude. Dang it. Why didn't I think of that? Now I can't put all the sheep back. I probably could put all the sheep back and do it again. I'm not doing it again. Come on, sheep. There's no punch in there. Oh, good lord. That's a lot of sheep. Any more sheep in there? Come on out, sheeps. I think I made too many sheeps. It's probably plenty. Let me get out of there. I can't get out of there. Okay. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of sheepses. Crazy. Okay, well now that we saw the... Oh, good lord, and there's still this many in here? Well, I guess that means we're eating mutton tonight. Now that that's out of the way, let's finish this bottom floor. We'll get it populated with some sheepies, and then we can start getting everything else in place. I think the next step will be to finish off the outside of the buildings, and then we'll put on some details that might kind of give a clue as to what's going on here. So let's go see what's next. sadly to say, the project is not totally complete. I still need to create a item collection area so that I can store everything. There's even some more details that I want to do to the towers themselves to kind of bring out some more definition. I want to go out and take out some of the wool blocks and replace them with like concrete powder and concrete. And that way I can kind of give the towers or the creatures themselves a little more texture as far as color goes. But that is going to have to wait for a future episode because I'm way beyond schedule and you know, we need to keep things moving. And I think I got a good way to keep things moving. But we're gonna have to go check in with a local historian here on my little single player world here. His name is Professor Gesser. He's going to say it's something else, but it's Professor Gesser. Remember that, okay? Professor Gesser. But before we go over and see Professor Gesser and get a little history lesson on these creatures here behind me, I would like to be the first to introduce you to the great woolly worms of Planet Chaos. Originally, the idea was going to keep the original square shape of the sheep all the way up the tower, and that way I'd have 2 square towers. But then I thought, in order to save room, in order to make it look a little cooler, maybe I should just shave down the corners. And so I shaved down the corners on this white room over here, and I thought it looked really cool. So then I figured, cool, I'm just going to build towers out of these round shapes instead of square shapes, which was a cool idea. I definitely like that. But after putting them together and after halfway building both towers, I realized I probably could have given the shape a little more of a squiggly appearance and kind of offset some of the rooms back and forth to kind of give it a more wormy or S shape as it goes up the tower, which I still might do that in the future. You'll just have to wait and see how I'm going to incorporate it, because it'll be interesting. I have an idea, and I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to run with it. So, like I said, I do have some ideas for some other blocks to kind of give it more texture on the side. But I also want to go back through and do this little number 2. Let me get these up here. So I want to come up here, and then on every layer between each color, I want to take out this. Oh, I guess I can't take out that one. Interesting. And of course it's thundering. See, but like that one I can take out. And that one I can take out. And there's blocks behind it. We're gonna have to go jump in the bed before it sets something on fire. I don't think it can. I got fire tick off, but thunderstorms, man. Thunderstorms. So, but I think if we do that all the way around, it'll kind of give the bodies or the towers a segmented shape, which might do well for giving it the appearance of it being a giant caterpillar. Now, I'll just take out some of these real quick. Oh yeah, and then it opens up to that. Oh, dang it. Okay, it's a good idea. I'm gonna have to rethink it though. I did not just do that. Oh my god, can't believe I just did that. Seriously? Can't believe I just did that. So I think if I take out the pieces like that and I do it on every level all the way up, like I said, it might give it a more segmented shape, and I might be able to pull off the caterpillar look a little bit easier. I just thought of something else that might work too. I might find another block, or maybe like a sign or something that I can put on the side of the the wool layers just right there to kind of give it an accent right there on the edge. So I know real caterpillars, they kind of have that band of color that goes in between each segment. So maybe I need to stick with one color and just create little bands around it. Maybe that would be a better idea. But yeah, those are my ideas, and you know, it's still a work in progress. I do have some plans for everything. I'm just gonna have to wait and take it one step at a time. But for now, I'm trying to focus on getting this episode done. That way we can, you know, keep things going. It'll be awesome. So now that you've seen the giant, great woolly worms, let's go talk to the historian over here. Somebody moved into this house. Look at this. Check this out. It's all nice and cozy in here. We use a lot of the pink in here. You know, got to make sure we got to use that new cherry logs. And this guy over here, this is Professor Gesser. Hello there, Professor.
It's pronounced Geswa.
Do you have something to say to us today? You maybe have some historical information to share with us?
Eons ago, long before the age of Steve and Alex, monolithic creatures roamed the landscape. The great woolly worms of PathoGhia were but one of those far-forgotten relics. We don't know a lot, but from the evidence they left behind through fossils, we puzzled together a few firm assertions. Though the creatures seemed to prefer digging their way through the planet, they were not opposed to breaking the surface in search of food. After finding clumps of fossilized seaweed near some of the bones, we think one of their favorite meals was kelp. Another piece of history that's been noted is the fact that more than 100 years ago, some of the indigenous tribes believed the creatures were the ones responsible for the creation of the large cave systems beneath our feet. They believe some ancient people knew how to communicate with these creatures. The great caverns where skulk grows and the warden waits. Some used to say the great woolly worms carved out enough room for the tribes to build entire cities beneath the deep slate. Sometime after the cities were built, the warden took over and drove away everyone, including the woolly worms, who were too meek to fight for themselves. Now, villagers and pillagers and creatures of most every sort are relegated to live on the surface and only tread into the deep with the utmost caution.